Hey, what's up everybody? Mark in Japan back at it again here. And today I want to talk about schools. Now in Japan, kids are starting to go back to school after this big break, and I think they're really excited. Actually, I see a lot of kids, walking to school, running to school and everything. They seem really happy. And I just wanted to talk about like some things about Japanese schools that I found different than my school back in the States. So, without further ado, number one, dress code. So in Japan, after elementary school, all junior high and high schools have a dress code. All the boys wear a uniform, all the girls wear a uniform. Um, so the boys have to wear a suit, jacket, a tie, button-up shirt, slacks, dress shoes, and the girls have to wear, a nice shirt, button-up, sometimes like a scarf or like a little ribbon thing they gotta tie up, and then a jacket and a skirt. And I've seen some that like they have like high socks or something like that, but I don't know if that's everywhere. The cool thing about it, I guess, is like you don't have to worry about like what you need to wear in the morning, but then like at the same time you kind of want to show off like your clothes maybe. In America, I would just wear the same thing almost every day, like blue jeans. I don't even wear shorts really. And then I would like grab the closest t-shirt that I could just, in my zombie state in the morning, grab and walk out the door. I've made some really questionable fashion choices that way, but I think it would have been a lot less stressful in the morning just to throw my clothes out that I knew I was gonna wear like every day on the, getting ready on the bed or whatever, hanging in the closet, throw them on and head out the door. Well, with the uniforms, I think like a big pro thing the Japanese have is it doesn't show like poverty, I guess, or like how well off or not well off somebody is in the school system. And I think that that's always good, protect kids, because safe space or no safe space, either way, growing up is tough, and having somebody pick on you because you're not wearing like the newest Pokemon shirt just can't go through life that way. Now, number two, moving around in school was awesome because you got to go through the hallways, you got to talk with your friends, basically jack around for like 5 minutes, right? In Japan, we don't do that. Here, the teachers are the ones that move around the classrooms, and you just kind of stay in your spot. A lot of the only classes that Japanese kids will like move out of the classroom for to go somewhere else would be like science labs, obviously, PE, you're gonna move out of the classroom for that. And then the classes that you're not gonna do like every day, so like your art class and your music class, and then home ec class. So otherwise, they're just kind of stuck in their cube, their desk, and they get their little group of like clicky friends, I guess, like in their little classrooms, and they're really tight usually in their classrooms because of that, I think, because they don't interact with everybody in the school, or they're not moving around with everybody in the school. But also, my school was like 400 people. It was really, really small, like 400 students. So small, like everybody knew everybody, and it was just like weird to think there was schools that were like so big that you didn't know anybody. Like, I thought that was weird. So for elementary kids and junior high kids, they actually eat their lunches in the classroom because you don't bring a lunch. The parents pay for the city to provide lunch, and that's just across the board. And the teacher will eat their lunch with the students and everything. But that's only for elementary school, junior high school. In high school, it's a little bit different. They don't really have that rule about like you have to eat in the classroom or anything like that. Most people can like eat anywhere in the school. Some schools will like have a pop-in food provider, or some will actually have a cafeteria. Not all, or they'll just have like a little store where you can buy stuff. High school's kind of just different as far as what you can do for lunch. Number three, a big thing is in the States we'll have buses that take us to school, as kids. Even like city schools have buses, and country schools wouldn't survive if they didn't have buses to go get these kids out in the middle of nowhere, like me whenever I grew up, having to go like 5 miles to the nearest town to go to school. Had to get on that bus, couldn't do it any other way. I wasn't strong like the old folks that had to hike uphill both ways to school every day, like 6 miles, right? But Japanese kids do not get the bus. You see a lot of kids that'll be on like public buses then, or like trains in mainland Japan. Here you see a lot of kids that'll ride bikes to school, but that's only if schools allow you to bring a bike on the property, like to ride your bike to school or store it there. You just get a lot of kids that walk, and a lot of kids that walk in groups then, or people that are around your area or around your age will walk together. So that's really nice, and then it kind of gives everybody like opportunity to talk about like homework that they had on their way to school together, or like stop and grab lunch before they get to school. Like the high school kids do that a lot. A lot of kids will end up stopping, grabbing breakfast, and they spend all their lunch money, and then by the time lunch comes around they have no food left and they're bumming food off their buddies. I've seen that so many times. I think that's hilarious. Number 5, sports. Sports. Here in Japan, they love their sports, their high school sports, their junior high school sports. Everybody's about sports. It's awesome, actually. They have so much enthusiasm, it's ridiculous. You see kids that dedicate their entire, every hour, every minute, every second that they have free, dedicated to their teams and practicing and stuff like that. Oh, it is awesome. I wish I had that amount of dedication to anything as much as a junior high school baseball player does to baseball. It's ridiculously awesome. But here's the thing. In Okinawa, in mainland Japan, all across Japan, sports aren't something where you like try everything, or you're like, oh, this year I'm gonna start out with football in the fall, or soccer in the fall, and then I'm gonna switch to basketball in the winter, and I'm gonna play tennis after that, and I'm gonna do this, that, and the other. No, you pick one sport and you just do that one sport all year round, continuously, until you graduate, pretty much. Breaks, they'll go in and practice. They'll go in twice a day sometimes in practice, once in the morning, then once after school at night. These kids just have such dedication. Weekends, they all get together and they run like baseball kids do. It's ridiculous. The whole baseball team has to shave their head because they practice so much out in the sun that they get too hot. They don't want the kids to pass out. It's crazy. A lot of these people, even if they don't like go on to like college or bigger things, they'll still graduate from high school, or they'll go to college, or they'll go play somewhere else, and then they'll come back and they'll coach at their junior high or in their city. They'll just be involved with baseball or whatever sport that they did throughout junior high and high school. They dedicated their entire life of that period to, and they'll just coach or they'll assistant coach. It's crazy. I've never seen so much dedication whenever it came to anything like these people do to their sports. All right, here's the last one, number 6. So, in my school in America, you had a lot of options for different programs and clubs. Be a part of the FFA, and you could also go and be a part of band, and you could just do a whole bunch of different activities, I guess, in the school, like school programs, school classes, and things like that. But here in Japan, I've seen a lot of like special schools, I guess. So you get high schools that are like really heavy in art programs, and then I've seen other schools that are on kind of like on the opposite spectrum, that are really heavy in agriculture, and you can be a part of FFJ, Future Farmers of Japan, which I thought was hilarious whenever I found out that existed. I don't know why. Maybe because I did FFA. You can even get schools that will like have small automotive programs. What you could compare this to in America is like those really special art schools where you still have to do all the high school requirements, but then like the other half of the day is devoted to ballet school, I guess. I don't know too many of these schools. Alright, I hope you guys really enjoyed my little video about Japanese schools and what I think is kind of neat about them. Don't forget, subscribe, comment below what you thought about the video. Anything else I may have forgotten that you thought was cool about Japanese schools that you've heard of, or if you have any questions about Japanese schools. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.